Sorry, Badly. Could you just put them down on that bench? I'll take them inside in a minute. Another surveyor overhears and laughs. Governor's sending paper memos now. Is she really that old? What's next? Toilet paper? Now we got 3 shelves for that. And I wonder if he understands that in the wet season, if I set these down on a bench, they're going to get soaked. The moment you put the documents down, I guess the wind picks them back up and they fly everywhere. You snatch for them, but accidentally drop the rest of the sack you're holding. There we go. I don't think I really need the music for this one. If it turns out I do, then I'll turn it back on. Couple of other notes. You might notice green back here. I'm having some lighting issues, and so that's probably going to be green for the entire street. And this is... I was a teenage eco-colonist. Xenocolonist. I'm sorry. I was a teenage xenocolonist. I went to pair my controller to my computer today and found out I didn't know where my controller was. So this one can be played with the keyboard and mouse, so actually it can probably just played with the mouse. So that's what we're going to do. Actually, I'm going to move my keyboard around so I can put my microphone closer to me. There we go. Can I talk to you? I have all these kudos and nowhere to spend them yet, Marge says, sighing. Sweet says the depot store won't be open till next year. How am I supposed to show off how much better and harder working I am than everyone else? Okay, I don't have a present for her, and I can't tell her about my day, so I guess I'll go over here and talk to these people. Tangent is watching a construction crew build scaffolding for the new engineering pavilion. They're using marsh wood, which is so light that one person can easily lift a 10-meter long pole and stack it into place. She points towards them. Human beings are so great, don't you think? Before we landed, this was all just dirty jungle. Now it's civilization. I've been learning about adaptability in writing and biology class. Books say it's what sets us apart from the animals. Like, we don't need fur because we can make warm clothes. And if it's too hot, we can make air conditioning instead. Maybe animals have neat adaptations. Oh, yeah, totally. Maybe animals have neat adaptations. Tangent rolls her eyes at you. Maybe, but even if they do, I haven't seen any signs of intelligent life here. It's just those big, dumb xenofauna. Some animals here are smart and friendly. Some animals are... Yeah, animals are super dumb. Some animals here are smart and friendly. Tangent looks skeptical. They're all animals, Badly. Maybe they're just pretending to be nice so you'll feed them. You're lucky it didn't eat you. folds her arms. Gourd's moth look cute, but one can eat through a bag of rice in less than 30 minutes. Even a herbivore can be dangerous. Here, it have doesn't have to want to eat you to be able to hurt you. Together, you watch as the foreman put the blueprints for the scaffolding onto the floating screen of her holopad and raises it to the scaffolding to check their progress. I'd like to see an alien do that, Tangent says grimly. Humans look defenseless and weak, but we're the strongest species in the galaxy. Who else can literally bend reality to their will? Not a stupid alien, that's for sure. She puts one finger to her chin. I'm living proof that humanity is greater than our biology, she says. All of us are really with our genetic enhancements. All of us are really with our genetic enhancements. We're the next step in humanity's evolution from great ape to gigantic superspecies. Tammy almost doesn't notice you approach. She's bent over her holopalm, intently taking notes until you get close enough that her ears wiggle and she looks up, surprised. Oh, hello, Badly. She greets you cheerfully. I'm so sorry I didn't see you there. You ask her what she's studying, and she flushes pink and tugs on her ear. Oh, I'm not studying, she says. I'm making a list of my friend's favorite things. She laughs a little embarrassed. And, well, you're my friend Badly, so what's your favorite color? I hate all colors equally. There's more. What's more? Green, purple, orange, rainbow. Color of the monster behind you. Whoops. Pink. Like your hair. Tammy smiles. Pink is a nice color. I used to like pink best, but now my favorite is yellow. She knows your answer and asks you your favorite dessert is. Spoonfuls of pure sugar. Desert, I prefer Sahara myself. Okay, this is the one that I would go for. I think that's the one I'm going to go for. Tammy doesn't understand what you mean, so you have to explain the joke. It's even less funny the second time around. Okay, we're going to go back. Tammy carefully notes this as well. I guess we're not. Okay, last question. What's your favorite toy? Stuffed animals, hoverboards, dolls, and action figures. My hollow palm. Toys are for immature children. Funny thing. When I was that age, I would have said toys are for immature children. Let's go hoverboards. Oh, Tammy exclaims. That's Cal's favorite too. Okay, now I know what to get you for your birthday. Ask her what her favorite things are. She presses her index fingers together shyly. I like the color yellow, and my dolls. My favorite sweet is cake. Good to know. I doubt that gets put on a list somewhere. A low thrum noise comes from the engine room, which provides power to the colony. Other corridors lead off to the teaching labs and medbay. You know the route to your classroom well, but the rest of the wing is off limits to children. Congruence, the ship's onboard AI, beams down at you from a nearby holoscreen. Don't forget to study hard badly. Pick an activity to do this month. Study life science. Study engineering. Engineering reason. Friendship with tangent. Biology reasoning. Friendship with tangent. Study humanities. Creativity and persuasion. Friendship with tangent. Well, creativity and persuasion are fairly low, but I think engineering and reason are. Biology and reasoning doesn't look like I've done it all. I like persuasion. There's some sort of emergency in engineering that requires Hal's attention, so today's class will be taught by the ship's artificial intelligence congruence. Good morning, congruence chirps. Today we are going to be talking about the formation of the Vertium group and their decision to leave Earth. It's a very exciting topic, and we think you're finally ready to hear about it. Let's dig in. You know how it started: economic and environmental instability, coupled with deeply entrenched hatreds, had thrown the Earth into chaos. And you know how it ended. In that chaos, your parents formed the Vertiman group who had planned to leave Earth. 20 years later, they and their starborn children, you, slid through a wormhole and ended up here, on a planet you called Vertima. But there's so much you don't know. Grunts pulls up a hollow projection of an unassuming human with a firm, maternal gaze. This is Plantok Ascendance Wang Botha Schmidt, she says, the spiritual leader of the Vertiman group movement. They were what people called a speculative fiction writer. The Vertima project proved that their writing through the speculative was far from fiction. What, a sci-fi author? That is one long name. What, a sci-fi author? Yes, congruence tells you. Their best-selling novel, Life Beyond the Einstein-Rosen Bridge, told the story of a fictional utopia on the other side of a real-life anomaly. At the edge of the solar system, the scientists have been investigating the wormhole for years, but it took a poet to imagine we could travel through it. Wang Botha Schmidt's writings centered around the idea of humanity building a technological utopia on another world. Translated to 100 languages, this was a compelling idea to people at that time, so fans started connecting in virtue space. invert space. Far from just a book club, these people bonded over mutual aid amid the increasing unrest in their own countries. They were committed to Wayne Schmidt's idea of a future where everyone is treated equally without prejudice. But they realized it couldn't be done online, Lawrence tells you. Though committed to social justice, the group saw the impossibility of forming a truly egalitarian society, while also reckoning with their own implicit biases and the diverse context of their real lives. They realized that this was the world of generations and the solutions must look to the future, as Wayne Schmidt did. Okay, I've got enough time for a nap, so they got together. The image of a squat concrete building with a rooftop garden replaced Wayne Schmidt. Around the edges of the classroom, the hollow projector gives the impression of towering walls topped with razor wire. The first Vetemura colony, Congruence tells you. 400 people volunteered to sacrifice their own cultural beliefs to walk through these doors, agreed to come up with a new way of life that would be taught to their children. Babies were conceived from eggs and sperm donors chosen by lottery and raised communally. Like you, as the second generation of the Veterma group, these babies were your parents. Wait, was it some sort of cult? So they mixed their DNA, so they mixed their cultures. So they mixed their DNA. The Hall reaction now shows the compound under siege. As more colonies were founded, word got out about the Vertuma group's social experiments. Congruence continues. Assimilationism was an unpopular ideology at the time because it had been used to commit terrible genocides on Earth. This combined with panic that the Vertuma group was destroying the family unit or raising an army of Gentech super soldiers brought the colony under attack from all sides. But cultural assimilation is horrible. Everyone fears what they don't understand. The image of the burning compound is replaced with the stratospheric on a launch pad. Luckily, the next phase of the Vetumura project was ready to launch. 100 colonists were selected to leave Earth on a colony ship to seed a far-flung corner of the universe with a new human culture. She smiles. The ultimate goal of the Vetuma group was you, children, she says. A generation raised completely unburdened by the troubles that plagued Earth. Isn't it lovely? But how did they build the ship? What was the Earth like when they left? So nobody on Earth likes us. So much information. But how did they build the ship? Orbital voyages were a hobby for the ultra-rich earlier century. So there were several relics to be found in museums, Corinth replies. The difficulty was not in acquiring a ship, but in making it spaceworthy, and the logistics of the launch itself. The group crowdsourced enough funding to purchase and repair the ship. Congruent smiled. As for logistics, well, you are speaking to the solution right now. I was acquired by connecting group members along with the gen tech that created you and your parents. The Stratospheric was the first manned vessel to navigate the wormhole at the edge of the solar system. Given the state Earth was in when it left, it may have been the last. What was the Earth like when they left? Terrible. Congruent shows you a dire demographics. The institutions that had given people the illusion of safety were torn down, and wars were rampant, both resource-based and ideological. Large parts of the Earth were rendered uninhabitable by climate change, pollution, and nuclear war, especially the critical food-grown regions of the world. The Vertuma group weren't the only ones trying to escape Earth, but as far as we know, we are the only success. So nobody on Earth likes us. The Vertuma group members have a unique culture, Congruence replied. But it's formed from a combination of many heritages from Earth. Even the language you speak, Esperantino, was invented to bring people together. And don't worry, Congruence exclaims. You brought your best heritage with you. You're humans. So much information. +1 for each unplayed card. Your head is so stuffed with ideas it might burst. Professor Hal and your parents never mentioned this stuff before. They waited to tell you because they wanted you to grow up without feeling different based on your genetic makeup or family history. It's hard to imagine having a different culture than your neighbors. You wonder what it's like. Everyone celebrating different holidays, eating different foods, speaking different languages. Are you missing out, or are you better without it, like the original colonists believed? It's hard to say. As the decision was made for you long before you were born, all you can do is be the best badly you can be. Goal 13. 0, 1, 2. And 3. Worked well this month. First one, creativity. So 3 creativity, 2 persuasion, 13 stress, -2 from calm temperate perk. Okay. Mid dust, late dust. Hi, Badly, she huffs, catching her breath. She grins. On the ship, adults are always saying no running. Anthramo, no running. But outside, there's so much room. I can run for 5 minutes in one direction, even more after the roboplows clear the land for farms. Okay. The garrison. A small team led by a security chief. Rat is enough to keep the peace on the stratosphere. To stay busy, they also ran the exercise gym and sports ball courts. Here on Vetrama, the garrison has expanded fast. They're building a huge wall around the colony and have an outdoor firing range and a big covered dojo. And best of all, a regulation-sized sports ball court. We'll come back. I guess I didn't realize that this is listening to his heart, to his hear speak, completely ignoring you. You put yourself in his field of vision, he scrolls. What do you want? Leave me alone. Does this interest you? You bravely 20 or greater dare eat this worm. I guess I don't want anything. Your dad pulls a flower out of his pocket and gives it to you. A blossom for my little blossom. Tucks it behind your ear. I'm 99.9% sure it isn't poisonous, but let me know if you get a weird rash or anything. Need animals 20 to help with the animals. Okay, I guess I'm done. Geoponics. Greenhouse has different biomes inside, growing plants from Earth that might belong in a desert, jungle, or temperate forest. Some are so delicate you have to spray off any germs in an airlock before you can enter. In the seasonal gardens, dry soil, tiny purple weeds sprout up from the cracks and wind their way around each other, suffocating one another in an attempt to gain higher ground. I can shovel dirt, which is 3 toughness, 1 for chipper cow, 5 kudos, and 15 stress. Cow is crouched beside a big puddle staring into its reflection. It's just so amazing, don't you think? On the strata, we could only have very short showers. We had to reuse the same water over and over, it continues. But here, water just falls out of the sky and then lies around in puddles, lakes even. It's a whole thing. A happy watering bot trundles by. Found something you might like. I don't have anything. Want to hear a fun nature fact? 20 biology. Okay. Oh, hi, Badly. Marzipan looks bored. My dad made me come out to get some fresh air. Don't know what's so fresh about it. It's always full of acid snow or pollen or water, and I don't know which is worse. Be more persuaded. Command. Command is a ward of long hallways with doors off to tiny nondescript offices. Everyone you pass seemed to be hurrying off to something important. The end of one hallway opens into a supply depot, which works as both requisitions office and general store. Beyond it are cavernous warehouses stacked high with supplies from Earth, now being gradually unpacked and distributed. Apply to deliver supplies needs organization 10 or greater. I don't have organization 10. Got organization 2. How do I get organization? View the notice board. Colony food shortfall. Minus 100%. Low. Colony security rating. Elevating. Take precautions outside the colony boundaries. Xenofauna have been sighted in the area. Survey teams are investigating. Chief Surveyor Tolan. Current council administration. I guess leave. I wonder why that's not grayed out. If I don't have the needed skills. Living quarters. Ship quarters are where everyone sleeps, eats, and hangs out. The private bathrooms are small. You share one with your parents. Private bedrooms are small. You share one with your parents. So colonists spend most of their time in the big common area. There's a lounge. And cafeteria and a crèche where all the little kids and babies are raised communally. Babysitting, empathy, creativity, friendship with Tammy, kudos, and 10 stress. Friendship with Tammy, minus 100 stress. Well, I am nowhere near needing to recover my stress. Forget one memory. Leave. Do what I did before and take a class. Or I can go outside. Maybe, maybe not. Can I just go out the gate? Expeditions. You step cautiously through the calling gate. Hey there, kiddo. Uncle Tolan backs your way with a smile. Blocks your way with a smile. I'm afraid expeditions is off limits for now. It's not safe out there for kids. You better toughen up so you can join the squad when you're older. Tough enough, I'm brave enough. View the map. An info window pops up in your hull. When you get closer, what do you want to know about? We're not going to worry about those. View the bestiary. Leave. Okay. I'm just sure in this game. This showed me this way out. So why can't I go out? Mom is hard at work breaking ground for a new field. As colony chief cultivator, she's been preparing for this year for as long as you can remember. Hey, Badly, she says, leaning hard on her tiller and mopping her brow. You need me for something? If you're not going to class, I can always put you to work. What's happening in engineering? I was teaching class on life sciences, engineering, and humanities. If you pass all your tests, maybe he'll let you work there in a few years. Your father thinks you're old enough that school is optional. I don't agree. But I'll be honest with you, she says, gesturing to the fields. We do have every pair of hands we can get. We do need every pair of hands we can get. If you want to work with me here in geoponics, I'd suggest studying life sciences. If you don't have a good grasp of biology and ecology, I'm going to stick you on shovel duty. What are you doing in geoponics? She looks down and nudges at a sprout growing between her feet. It's green, the color of earth plants. We're doing our best, she says, but it hasn't been easy. I just hope the potatoes and corn can handle the weather here, she says, glancing up at the sky. I hear it rains like hell in the wet season. Takes a long look at you up and down. You're growing fast, Badly, but you're still too young for rural farming. Instead, well, there's a lot of soil that needs to be hauled. Thanks, Mom. Seeing your disappointment, she nudges you on the shoulder. Don't pout. It'll help build those muscles. You'll need them now that we're out in the real world doing real work. Out here, we have to rely on our physical strength. She flexes her biceps. Your mom is really strong. What can I do in quarters? If you need a break, she advises you can visit the lounge to see your friends. But, she warns, raising a finger, I don't want to see you lounging around all the time. Your Auntie C need babysitters in the children's crèche. What's the garrison? Security Chief Rent is organizing a sports ball team. You used to play, didn't you, back on the ship? It'll be different here with the planet's gravity. Of all the adults in the colony, Rhett is your mom are the most like soldiers you'd seen on a holodeck. For a moment, you think your mom's going to suggest something else. Then she shakes her head. You're too young for defense training, so don't worry about that yet. Just enjoy yourself and stay out of trouble. What's going on in the command? I think Sweek said they need someone to deliver supplies from the depot. They're also setting up a shop there. If you got some kudos to spend, and of course that's where Governor Edicott works, but you shouldn't bother her. She's a busy woman and she doesn't have your mother's patience with kids. Try not to giggle, your mom isn't usually known for her patience. Can I join expeditions? Oh, you're too young to leave the colony. It's dangerous. She shakes her head. Your father would be worried. There's so much we still don't know about the world out there. Let the adults find out. Then maybe you can join them in a few years when you're older. She gives you a stern look. She isn't going to budge on this one. For now, stay inside the walls. Okay, bye. So, none of these options build organization. Bravery and toughness. Alright, let's do that. Prepared with thought to practice. You make the mistake of underestimating her, and she wipes the pitch with you. Zero and one. One, two, and four. Give me 14. If I took off 10, that'd be 8. That's not enough. Okay. Worked well this month. +1 bravery. Late dust into early wet. It's raining, it's pouring. Anomet holds her stomach as you approach. Does the air here make you feel hungry all the time, or is it just me? She wonders. I feel like I could eat a whole one of the mushroom trees. Just, She mimes shoving a whole giant mushroom in her mouth. I need 20 toughness for that. What? 23. Oh no, that's my empathy. 60. But this doesn't actually give toughness, does it? Yeah, it gives 1 toughness. Rain, Tang says, clearly unimpressed. She holds her hand out from under her umbrella and lets raindrops collect on her palm. I can't say I'm a fan. Being wet is a misery. Reasoning 20. Tammy twirls her umbrella and extends a tentative hand out to feel the cascading rain. Real rain, she exclaims with wonder. Can you believe it? I thought I knew what the adults meant when they talked about rain. But the real thing is so... She smiles. It's wonderful. I love it. Perform a random act of kindness. Empathy needs to be 20 or greater. It is. Get a card. Sharing is caring. You start simple. You give Tammy an enormous hug, sharing love. Tammy gets a lot of hugs, but you make sure this one feels special. She hugs you back, wiggling back and forth happily. She's surprisingly strong. Thanks, Badly, she says breathlessly as you squeeze the wind out of her a little. I really needed that. Cake! Oh, before you go, she adds, and produces a box with a slice of cake in it from the folds of her skirt. Do you want this cake? They're so fun to make. But I need someone to help me eat them. I'll make you another on your birthday if you like. Oh, the cake again. Okay, this has got something for me. Mars scrolls from under the projection of a transparent umbrella. Absolutely not, she pouts. Do not even ask me to do anything. If my hair gets wet, you're soybean. Okay. Let's check with the other before we talk to, hey, Marshwood. Your mom is hard working, breaking ground on a new field As the colony chief cultivator, she's been preparing for this year for as long as you can remember. Hey, Badly, she says, leaning hard on her tiller, mopping her brow. You need me for something? That's the same as we read before. Are you doing geoponics and engineering? Kind of doing the quarters, garrison? No, I'm good. Spot your dad lying on the ground in the soft grass, looking up at the sky. He zooms his hand across the field of vision like a spaceship and then looks over with a greedy smile. Hey, kiddo, he says. Sometimes I can't believe we're back on solid ground. After 20 years in space, it still doesn't feel real. Where's Cal? Oh, there he is. Cal's crouched beside a puddle. Yeah, we did that again. We did that before. Okay, Dis, what do you got? It's pouring rain and everyone's trying to stay dry under the grass roots. Palpas? Everyone except Dis, off in the distance over at the wall near the sports ball field. He's definitely sulking. Perception needs to be 15. Ew! Tell someone. Tell someone. I got first one's persuasion plus 5 loyalty. You tell security's chief rant that you saw this up. It's no good around behind the garrison. He's too distracted trying to put buckets under various leaks in the roof. Pay you much attention. Thank you, Badly. I'll check it out, he says, waving you off. If there's a danger to the colony, one of the lookouts will catch it. You're not so sure. You know Dis. He's very good at hiding when he doesn't want to be found. So Dis hasn't shown me the way out yet, and I don't have what I need for him to do that. That's this point. Okay, I think babysitting. No, empathy and creation. I'm still not stressed enough. I need to. Literally, none of this gives me organization. Biology and reasoning, engineering and reasoning, creativity and persuasion. Notice none of this gives me perception. Where was I supposed to get perception from to follow this? The gates will be closing during glow, and a strict curfew will be in place. Plan accordingly. Oh, I can do the toughness? Chief Administrator Sweek greets you at the depot. They look you up and down. Badly. You've never struck me as particularly responsible or organized, but children never are. What makes you think you'd be a good fit for this position of courier? You didn't realize there was going to be a job interview. I can carry a lot. I'll work hard. Who cares? It's just delivering stuff. I can carry a lot. Strong for your age, maybe. But lucky for you, you're the only applicant this week. You've got the job for now, anyway. they use their elegant stylus to note this on their holopon. Come back in a few minutes, and you can help make deliveries. Yes, there will be kudos in it for you if you do it correctly. Okay, I've unlocked delivered supplies. There's organization and perception. I probably could have done this a couple of months ago. Sweet sends you all around the colony delivering supplies. During your first week, it's mostly small things you can carry by hand or push on a little cart. Stuff like tools and electronics. Some are high priority, which means you have to move fast. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. It's fun getting to yell important delivery coming through and people actually get out of the way. Delivering supplies. I need 13. Plus 1 if this has the highest value. It actually does. 11. Change mind. Do that. Nope. Actually, we're going to start with giggles, then play sports ball. That's going to give us 4. And then these ones, which gives us 12, and then 3 more, plus 1 is 4, 18. Super goal! Could have done that for plus 2. Victorious. Plus 4 organization. 1 for marzipan, 1 perception, 5 kudos, and 8 stress. You're having a terrifying, familiar dream. A monster crashes through walls, unfathomably large. Every part is wiggling and moving and searching for something. It tramples through the colony as you watch helplessly. Time shifts to the wreckage of your home. You're picking through it, looking for something. Tears streak down your dust-covered face as you lift heavy pieces of debris, searching. You wake up shouting no, but your voice is drowned out by the deafening rumble from the strikes outside. The bedroom window is covered in water. It's pouring down from the clouds. You guess this must be rain, but you've never experienced it before. There's a bright flash from outside and another crack and rumble. Thunder. Must be a thunderstorm. Still early hours of the morning. You're already almost forgotten your bad dream, but you're too unsettled to go back to sleep yet. Rain beats down on the roof from your quarters, joined now and then with great peals of thunder like the footsteps of an angry beast. Go to your parents for comfort. -5 stress, +5 loyalty. Your dad is awake too, watching the rain from the large porthole in the kitchenette. He gives you a hug and you gaze out together. This is good, he says quietly. It means we'll have plenty of water for the crops. Pure, healthy water. Just like on Earth. Everything's going to be okay, my little potato. You hug your dad tightly and hope he's right. Early wet. Mid-wet. Got anything new? Nope. Might have something you like. I don't think she'd like any of that. Tammy, on the other hand, she gives me cake, I'm giving it right back to her. Tammy twirls her umbrella. Yeah, we already did that. Tammy claps excitedly. Yummy! I have to save some for Carl too, she says. He really, really likes cake. And, well, anything you can eat, really. Learned Carl likes blue bobber fruits, which is not cake, but okay. Just as hanging out near the south gate, his hands in his pocket, idly staring at the ground and digging his toe in his boot into the dirt. He nods at you but doesn't say anything. Does this interest you? Thank you, just says, clearly unsure about how to react. I'll, find something to do. Got one friendship. We can check our friendship up here. Tammy and Tangent are really winning. Followed by Carl. And this. Mars. And Annette. I think I want more persuasion and organization. Let's deliver supplies. Been a while, but it's time to attend the meeting of the Secret Funtime Club. Mars started the SFC years ago when you were little kids. Tangent and Tammy agreed to join at the time, but then you all got busy with other things and forgot about it. What with the wormhole and the crash and learning how to survive on a new planet and all, you met in an unused conference room in command, which Mars says is perfect for a secret club. Club President Mars brings the meeting to order. Tangent, Vice President of Writing Down Secrets, records the meeting notes on her holopalm while Tammy, Vice President of Tea and Snacks, passes out Watatu juice in little cups. As Vice President of Fun Ideas, it is your job to come up with something for the club to do today. You choose making friendship bracelets and brought all the supplies you'll need. Today, Mars announces, we're going to make friendship bracelets. And I have an even better idea. We're going to sell them to people for kudos. Tammy puts her hand up shyly as if she's in class. I don't think we're supposed to trade our kudos for things except at the depot. Tammy says nervously. We're only supposed to give them to people to say thank you. Tammy's right. Well, Mars suggests. Then we give our bracelets to people, and if they don't say thanks with some kudos, we take them back. It's hard to argue with her sheer force of will sometimes. If there's a loophole, Mars will find it. The four of you spend the afternoon braiding bracelets out of recycled bits of wire and bright plastic packing strips. Tangent dutifully counts each one on her hollow palm, while Mars motivates you to work harder and faster. She promises 2 kudos to whoever makes the most bracelets. Tammy is already way out ahead, but okay. Oh, go 40. Oh, but we got 3 rounds. Um, 0, 0, 0. One, two. Huh. Let's do this differently. 2, 1. +1 to speech cards. That okay. Let's do this different. And then 1. Okay. Move this there. 11. 1, 1. I think this is better. No, that's not a playable card. That's just that gives the +1 to every challenge. Okay, I'll take the defeat. +1 stress. Tammy's death fingers have practiced this so many times she doesn't even need to look at her work. She's a bracelet weaving expert. Her color choices are a bit random though, resulting in questionable combinations like olive green with hot pink. Mars takes all the bracelets at the end of the day. After I sell these, she says I'll put the kudos in the club treasury. Meeting adjourned. You ask Tangent and Tammy if they think Mars is actually going to sell them. I think so, Tangent tells you. But the club doesn't even have a treasury. She'll probably just keep the kudos for herself. She doesn't seem to care. Yeah. Okay. Mid wet into late wet. I want to check my cards. Are all these cards using? Does that mean I got this much space left for new cards? $15 cards, for use in challenges. 5, 6, 7, 14, 15. Yeah. Okay. Just look at the draw. Probably can forget some of the zeros. Okay, let's see if anybody else has anything they need to say. Nope. And I can't go outside because I don't know how. Still just shovel dirt. Toughness, friendship, Carl. Cow. Kudos and stress. So, most of the things you can do for the month give you kudos unless you go do studies. Let's put some points into biology. Good afternoon, my burgeoning biologist and incoming chemist. Professor Hall welcomes you to your old classroom. This afternoon we'll learn what I like to call the wet science. Gestures to his hollow projected lesson plan. Biology, chemistry, medicine, ecology, and geology. You'll learn a little bit of everything with opportunities to further study in your favorite fields. That was short. They tend to be longer than that. Okay. Crawling and then sports ball can increase crawling. What if we do that? 8. Oh, it set it to 1. First words. Oh, we need the 1. We absolutely hit the target right on the nose. Victorious, you work well. +1 biology. Days are getting shorter, with only the yellow sun barely skimming the horizon. One morning you wake in darkness and have to check your hollow palm to know what time it is. You see a hollow stream from Mars. So I guess this means that that their colony is fairly close to one of the poles, or there's actually with the weather they experience, there might be a greater tilt to the poles on this planet than Earth has. Good morning to all my pals, if you can even call it morning. I've named it glowing season because, like everything, is crazy glowing out there in the dark. I am staying the heck inside for the next month. What's the point in even going out if you can't see anything? It's going to be a long, boring month. No, it looks cool out there. Peek out the window, the wormhole is the biggest you've ever seen it. Like a massive fiery ring in the sky, the planet must be very close to it now. And out in the jungle, something new is taking place. The plants are glowing iridescent blooms, and everything is full of life. There are strange new sounds, long hooting calls, and gurgling roars. After Mars messages a notice from the council warning everyone to stay safe inside, Tammy's dad and the other survivors have been called back to the gates closed for the month. Surveyors have been called back to the gates closed for the month. There's tension in the air as if everyone is waiting for something. Late wet into glowing. This is staring off into the wilderness outside the gates. Feels different almost. Don't know how, just different. Ask him what he means, but he just shakes his head and stuffs his hands in his pockets. Still the same. Still toughness. Most of the kids, I guess, are inside. Badly, your mom stops you. Stops you as you walk by. What are you doing out of our quarters? This isn't safe out here. Just heading back, but I'm going to school. It does seem very dangerous. It doesn't seem very dangerous. Doesn't seem very dangerous. Ooh, what's this? 5 Rebellion. She narrows her eyes. What you should be afraid of here is me if you don't do what I say, Badly. We don't know what's out there this time of year, so you and the other kids are going to keep your butts in the ship. You know, there's no sense in arguing when she makes that face. As you walk away and are just out of earshot, you hear her mumble, "Stars, it is beautiful, though." There's one of my little friends out here, other than this. Annalette runs up to you. "Hi, Badly," she huffs, catching her breath. She grins. On the ship, adults are always saying no running around. We've already heard this from her. We can babysit, we can relax. Where is my stress? 44 out of 100. We still got plenty of use. Empathy and creativity. How is it that I'm really far on empathy and almost nowhere on creativity? I doubt I can do some deliver supplies. I guess I can. I'm really piling on the friendship with Mars. I want to do this. Play sports ball. 2 bravery and 1 toughness. I want the organization and the perception. You show up to the delivery depot bright and early as most of the colony is still yawning and pawing around for their morning cup of bleep tea. Squeak is there with a large stack of thin white rectangles. Is that paper? Neat, so nostalgic. We have hollow palms. Why use paper? Terrible for the environment. We've got hollow palms. Why do we need paper? You thought paper was extinct or obsolete or whatever. The only time you've ever really used paper is in the Creech during craft time. Squeak pushes the bridge of their glasses up. Actually, they tell you, we'll be using a lot more paper now than we have access to. Now that we have access to such rich sources of cellulose fiber trees, that is. Governor Endicott is quite sentimental for the feel of ink on paper. I myself have traded in my hollow palm stylus for a pen. You're to deliver a stack of these reports to every council member in the colony. Squeak asks you not to read them, but says it's just boring adult stuff you wouldn't understand anyways. You clutch papers to your chest and knock. First stop is engineering. Paper? Dr. Instance is exasperated. The governor's sending messages by paper now. Is this a joke? Tell me this is a joke. You shuffle your feet nervously. Squeak seemed serious to you. She smirks the first page, muttering to herself. She skims the first page, muttering to herself. And there's sensitive information in here. Of all the superficious, technophobic, sentimental foolishness. You back quietly away. Next stop, the cafeteria. Antecedent takes the notice carefully with both hands. Paper. What a strange idea. And, oh look, Governor Endicott has even signed it. What marvelous handwriting she has. I wonder what I'm supposed to do with this once I'm finished reading it. She thinks out loud. Throw it in a disassembler? It seems far too precious for that. Well, I need to get a filing cabinet in here. I wonder. I suppose I can recycle it for craft time. Next up is the expeditions office. Colin meets you outside. He's struggling under the shifting weight of an enormous crate. It appears that whatever's inside wants out. Sorry, Badly. Could you just put them down on that bench? I'll take them inside in a minute. Another surveyor overhears and laughs. The governor's sending paper memos now. Is she really that old? What's next? Toilet paper? Now we got 3 shelves for that. And I wonder if he understands that in the wet season, if I set these down on a bench, they're going to get soaked. The moment you put the documents down, I guess the wind picks them back up and they fly everywhere. You snatch for them, but accidentally drop the rest of the sack you're holding. Scramble to pick them up. This is pointless. Let's scramble to pick them up. Doing paperwork. +1 for each unplayed card. I got a 3 for that. You shove the papers back together, haphazardly, exasperated at your clumsiness. Oh, embarrassed at your clumsiness. I don't have enough organization to take a sneak peek at that. I don't have much organization. Oh, just 8. -5 stress, +5 loyalty. You dutifully deliver the remaining reports to Chief Rhett and your mom, who both seem confused they weren't sent via the HoloNet. You're a good boy and a very good delivery person. You feel proud and important for delivering all the messages just like you were told. Okay, we'll start with Tammy's Giggles. And that one... Ew, it only gives the next card +1. I thought it was all yellow cards in a row after that. We'll put the 0 there. Uh-huh. Two and 2 and 1 and 1. And we'll throw that in then, or not. That doesn't change anything. Okay. That's a win. +1 organizing. The endless dark of blow season must be getting to you. All week you've been having nightmares. Something is coming. Something bad is about to happen. A dreadful mantra repeats in your head. +48 stress. -2. And that should have been a full 50. You're hardly even surprised when the emergency sirens start up. You peek out at the gates. Yes, they should be closed, but they're open, just as you dreamed or remembered. But the details are foggy. There were monsters. Closest assembly point is the children's crèche, but from the opposite direction you hear shouting and loud popping noises. Gunfire. Is the colony under attack? I can get a yellow card. Oh, it'll show me. Fighting in the crèche. +2 or 2. Unchangeable. Help in the fight. Bravery helping to fight. +1 to strength challenges. Help fight. 5 rebellious, 18 stress, which I really don't need. I'm at 100. Gain to memory. Gain status heroic. You try your best to be brave and fight back. First you dodge some helpful grown-ups who point you back to the crèche. Then you head outside to get your bearings. You can hear yelling from up the stairs to command and a commotion to the southeast at Geoponics where your parents work. Go to command or go to Geoponics. Go to command. Security Chief Rhett and 3 others are defending the door to the command wing. They're too busy to notice you because a terrifying insectoid creature is slashing at them with razor sharp forelegs. A feeling of something washes over you. Yes, you remember being here before. You predict the creature will knock one of the officers' rifles from their hands, almost in slow motion. It flies towards you. Snatch the rifle in mid-air from a past life. Need 10 combat 10 or greater to pick it up and shoot it. Throw the rifle back at her. On second thought, run away. Snatch the rifle in midair. You lunge for the gun. It's not an elegant move, but you manage to catch it. As if by instinct, you raise it to the creature's head and BAM! You shoot it right between the eyes. The monster rears up, spraying everyone with glowing blue blood. Then flop down hard on the ground, dead. Uh, 25 kudos. Governor Edicott emerges from the bridge looking shaken and very, very old. Chief Administrator Sweek helps her down the stairs and gives you a grateful look as they pass. Later that day, you find 25 kudos on your account, the reward for your bravery. Your parents are angry, as you knew they would be. But hey, everything worked out, right? After 2 weeks of darkness, with the blue sun barely skimming the horizon, it begins to move higher in the sky, and daytime returns. The council admits that they don't know how the gates were opened or how the creatures got in. Some of the attacking creatures were once thought to be docile. Others were species nobody had seen before. It was like something had driven them to assault the colony. At least nobody was killed this time. The early quiet again. Childhood is fleeting. Game will end when you reach age 20, as you should focus on a few skills to improve and friends to spend time with. Use the skills and friends button at the top left of the screen to keep track of them. Good luck. Okay. Age 11. I think this is a summary. I got 4 empathy, I got 6 persuasion, I got 7 creativity, I got 5 bravery, I got 3 biology, 4 engineering, 11 organization. No, that can't be a summary. This is apparently stuff that I get from growing older. But some of these aren't new. In fact, none of these cards are new. Okay. Start with 68 kudos, 50 stress, 20 loyalty. Okay. Yeah, stressed out. You're too stressed out and need to take a month off. Can't do anything but relax. You're still pumped from the last attack, plus 1 off physical skills increase for 3 months. Well, that's great, except I gotta take a month off. Dad's got something for me. You're looking a little worn out, my little firefly. Greg, your dad greets you looking concerned. You know, despite what your mom might say, there is such a thing as too much work. Maybe some R&R over at the lounge would help. Recharge those solar cells. What do you say? Maybe I just need a hug. I'm fine, thanks. I'll sleep when I'm dead. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Your dad laughs at your audacity. plus 5. Rebellion, cool. But he sighs and shakes his head. Buzzberry did not fall far from the vine, he says. You and your mom are the same. Just promise me you'll take a break before it gets to that point, okay? Yeah, well, that's all I'm allowed to do anyways. Except for these story things. Tangent is standing still with her face held up to the sky, letting blue snowflakes land on her cheeks. They melt almost instantly. She doesn't move as you approach. After a minute, she winces and rubs her eyes. It stings, she says, because it's made of acid. Acids? No. Sounds gross. Ah, run away from the acid then. Tangent nods. Professor Howell says it isn't harmful and is an important part of the natural cycle here. It freezes at 12 degrees Celsius and turns into tiny crystals that are so heavy they fall from the clouds. You can see them under a microscope. She sticks her tongue out and lets some of the flakes fall on it. It tastes kind of sour but sweet. She observes fascinating. Tang pulls a simple jar out of her coat. We know what it's made of, but our understanding is incomplete. She says, and places the jar on an outcropping of rock. The big mushrooms change in shape and color before the snow begins to fall. I wonder, is there some sort of signal that precedes the changing of the seasons? What happens if I expose samples collected in dust season to snow from quiet season? A small, excited smile creeps across Tane's face. There's so much to learn about this planet, I can't wait. Yeah, doesn't give me anything. I can't even babysit. I've gotta relax. It's nice to take some time off to chill after all the stress of school and work. Not to mention the mental toll of just living on the unpredictable planet. Looks like you're not the only one who needs some downtime. Some of the other kids are also relaxing in the lounge. Approach Mars and Diaz. Join Carl and Tammy. Sit alone with your holopalm. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad card there. We'll join Carl and Tammy. Carl is braiding Tammy's long hair and weaving in strands of little colored baubles. This one is called Waterfall Braid, I think, he says. I saw it in an archive vid, but it's really tricky. He's doing a terrible job of it. His short, clumsy fingers getting all tangled in the strands. If you do better, let me try. Creativity 15 or greater. I'll do Carl's hair. Carl and Tammy sitting in a tree. Sit behind him as he sits behind her like a mini conga line. You braid some short strands of Carl's hair, putting one of the little baubles at the end of each one. He finishes Tammy's hair. It's almost recognizable as a waterfall braid. Then touches his own braids and giggles. Now we'll do yours, they shout in unison. You jokingly try to escape, but Carl sits on your legs while Tammy gives you a beautiful braid. You took a month off. Do you want to forget? Well, I don't want to forget either of those. Definitely not the 3 with +1 for each unplayed card. I guess I could forget discovering. Now, forget discovering. Okay. So much has happened in the last month since the monster attack during Glow. The idea of this planet as a peaceful utopia has been shattered. The security squad are training new members and keeping close watch on the gates now. They're reinforcing the walls and even installing a few robotic turrets. In class, you have drills on what to do if the colony is attacked again. And all the excitement you forgot today was your birthday. Your parents haven't forgotten. They wake you up early with enthusiastic shouts of surprise. The Vertiman year is only a little longer than a year on Earth, so you've taken up its calendar for birthdays. Yours is in the second month of quiet. Spark snow drifts slowly past your porthole window as you snuggle with your dad. Your mom climbs up too and sits on the edge of your bed. +1 to a card change suit to mind. I get the blue cards. Your dad puts a bowl of fruit from behind his back with a flourish like a magic trick. At least you think it's fruit. What are these? Bobber fruit, your dad grins. The foragers have been picking these just outside the walls. They might look funny, but they're tasty. Try one. You take a curious bite. The pulp is soft and tastes a bit like lemon, only more blue. I bet you can't wait to join the surveyors out there, your dad says wistfully. Who knows what else you'll find? Badly is not allowed outside the gates, your mom interrupts, her voice sharp. It's too dangerous for kids. Well, I know, but eventually, your dad says. But your mom cuts him off again. But not now, your mom replies. Not since the attack, not with everything we know is out there. But I helped, I was a hero. You knew about the monsters, admit it. The attack was scary. Seriously, I think the best answer here is I helped, I was a hero. Don't even start, your mom snaps. You should have been in the crutch with the others, not putting yourself in danger for no reason. You don't get it. You know your mom. You don't get it. You know your mom for, isn't a farmer back on Earth. She was a fighter too. She's such a hypocrite. Even still, your mom says, it's clear that everyone should know how to defend themselves if it happens again. To be clear, this includes knowing when to run away, your dad to be clear, this includes knowing when to run away, your dad adds. Security Chief Rhett's offering self-defense lessons at the garrison, even for kids. If you're interested, you should drop in sometime. Unlock defense training in the garrison. Mom gives you a stern look, and I've heard stories of kids sneaking outside the walls, she says grimly. If I catch you doing that, I'm going to put a chip in your ear. In my ear? You laugh. What a good joke. Your mom does laugh. Me never. It's probably not that dangerous. I'll do what I want. What? Me never. Yeah, you better never. Your mom retorts, crossing her arms. Mid quiet. Tammy's got something. She's gonna give me another cake. Tammy beams when she sees you like there's nothing better in the world than the sight of your face. Happy birthday, Badly, she exclaims. She comes in for a huge hug. She smells so nice, like vanilla and flowers, and she's really good at hugs. This is for you, Tammy says. She steps back and reaches into one of her many deep pockets for her dress, releasing a little paper box. I made you this, she laughs, opening it to reveal a little snack-sized cake. It's only a soy cake, but it's a soy cake made just for you. Take a bite. Okay, it tastes just like a regular soy cake, too. Tammy did what she could with what the colony has. Tammy watches you eat the cake with a look of delighted satisfaction. You can share it if you want, she hints, smiling sweetly. If that would make you happy, share it with Tammy. Tammy laughs. I was just kidding. I made my own. Silly bitty, she says, pulling out a second box. Let's eat them together. Anybody else got anything else? A glittering crystal. Crystal cluster. Redraw hand. I apparently got 2 cards because I got rid of a discovery. The garrison. Before I do that, let's see if anybody else has anything else. Emma opens her mouth wide open to the sky, catching flakes of the weird snow that drifts from the sky. Tangy, she giggles. Get it? Tangy. Like Tangent? That's what we all used to call her. Do you remember? Let's just be done. You gonna tell me what you told me last month? Nope, I'm busy surveying the colony, Tang says, brushing past you. What are you doing? Tammy's sitting in the lounge, quietly looking out the window at the colony. Everyone's so busy doing important things, she remarks. Working in the crutch is pretty hard work, but antecedent makes it look so easy. It almost feels like playing. Just sits before the collection of rocks, grouped by color and texture as you watch. He takes another rock from his pocket, sticks it with its kind, with its kin. He looks up at you. What? He says flatly. You've never seen rocks before? Carl Carl was leaning on the garden fence looking out at the colony. That attack was awful, he says quietly. I did something I'm not proud of, and people still got hurt. He sniffs and rubs his face. All the adults tell me that it's okay because I had to do it, that I was brave and that I protected the colony, but I didn't want to hurt anything, not even a monster. Wait, what did you do? I mean, I heard a monster, and all the adults are like, how dare you put yourself in danger like that? Marge's leaning over a hollow screen, chin in hand. She exhales and blows a piece of hair out of her eyes. I hate schoolwork, she says, but my dad told me that a good education is necessary for all people of culture. So I guess I'm going to do it. She scrolls listlessly through her work on with one finger. I'm doing the science part last, though. So what do we got on the notice board? Colony security rating 0% red and colony food shortfall 100% low. Well, I've got a plus to physical. I didn't check with dad or mom. That's okay. So I'm going to want to do one of these two. Combat and animals, or bravery and toughness. I'm going to do the defense training. You attend your first session of Security Chief Rhett's self-defense class. It's a small class, mostly security officers and other adults. You and Eminette are the only kids. She gives you a wink and a cheesy thumbs up as you listen to Rhett rant about how everyone in the colony needs to learn self-defense. You could be walking along, thinking you're safe within the walls, and a flying animal could swoop out of the sky. Then what would you do? Rhett chops the air with his hand. I tell you what you're gonna do. You're going to chop that beast right in the throat. Hi-ya! He points at the assembled class. But only if you learn what I'm about to teach you. And the only way to learn is by doing. Who wants to volunteer for a demonstration? Step forward. +1 bravery. Security chief doesn't scare you, so you pretend Rhett is like the biggest adult you know, and he's so intense. You step forward, and Rhett knows he nods as he crouches down. Okay, he says, I'm a manticore. Stalking you through the forest. What do you do? Run away? There's a smattering of laughter among the other students, but you have to live your truth. If you see a manticore, you are out. Rhett doesn't laugh. That's correct, he says proudly. Only engage with an enemy when there's no other alternative. No one walks away from a fight without getting hurt. So the first rule of self-defense is to not put yourself in a situation where you need to fight. I knew that. I took a self-defense class when I was young, and yeah, I knew that. They always told us the point of self-defense was to get yourself to a point where you could run for help. Once you've learned situational awareness, we'll move on to hand-to-hand self-defense, drawing on a variety of martial arts. Only when I'm confident that you're ready will we advance to weapons. There aren't that many weapons in the colony, mostly stun guns and tons with a few pulse rifles. You hope you don't have to use them, but it'll be good to know how. Defense training. Well, let's start with first steps because this is going to become red, whatever it is. And we're going to put the 4 saving Tammy. Oh, as you get older, challenges can have conditions. The change suit, social, mental, or physical, determines what conditions can appear. Oh, the challenge suit can determine what conditions can appear and which decks will work best. Try to collect social yellow cards if you want to win battles for social skills, empathy, persuasion, creativity, bravery. Stress guide, discovering, doing paperwork. That gives us 12. No. Victorious, you worked well this month. +1 combat. Got +2 combat, +1 animals, -2 stress. That's wonderful. Got 4 combat, 2 animals, and only 13 stress, +1 friendship with Eminette. Late quiet. Last month of quiet. Eminette rolls a bobber fruit down her arm and flicks it to you with her elbow. Then munches down on one of her own while she watches the construction crews work on the walls. Kinda cool, huh? She says. Soon this place is gonna look like a real colony. Toughness of 20 or greater to train with her. Okay. We've heard that before. Tammy is at the door of the lounge, holding a tray of freshly baked sweets. Oh, badly! She exclaims, handing out one to a passing child. Just in time to try my new soy sweet flavor. Places one in your hand, still warm and slightly squashy. I need empathy 40 or greater to do another act of kindness. Mars is watching her yellow screen intently. She sushes you before you can get a word in. They're about to kiss, Mars hisses, barely giving you a second look. We'll view the notice board. Nothing's changed. Carl is scrubbing his hands at the water barrel, trying unsuccessfully to get all the dirt out from under his fingernails. Looks like a lost cause. Carl's hands have been dirt stained probably since you landed here. Stupid, Carl mutters. Stupid! Ah! He jerks his hands out of the water and holds them to his face, and you hear him sob. Why did they have to? It's not fair. Why, we didn't do anything to them. Wipes his eyes and starts when he sees you. Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there, he says. I was just washing my hands. Don't you have something you should be doing right now, Badly? Yeah. Organization 20. Okay. Well, it changed. Your dad pulls a flower out of his pocket and gives it to you. Yeah, we've done that one. So, this is still shovel dirt is the only thing I can do here. Although, this is a toughness. Uh, distance before collection rocks. We've already done that. You step cautiously through the colony gate. Hey there, kiddo. Yeah, we've done that before. So any new classes this year? No. I'm guessing I don't have enough engineering skill to do engineering whatever this tab is here. Maybe I'm just not old enough. I don't think there's anything new here. Babysitting and relax in the lounge. I don't need to relax in the lounge. I've got plenty of power. I already talked to her, didn't I? But we're going to do more defense training. You're running into Cal and Aminette in the hill behind the garrison at a small construction site. They seem to be throwing logs. There are a bunch of them lying on the bottom of the hill. It's a cabler toss, Aminette shouts to you, then grunts with effort of lifting 6-meter long mush tree poles. She throws it like a javelin down the hill and sprints after it. My best record, she shouts and tries a piece of caution tape to the end of the pole. Your turn, Cal says, pointing at a neatly stacked pile of construction poles beside you. From the looks of the nearby construction, they're probably destined to be a new lookout tower someday. Do you have an average one, a thicker, heavier one? Can I just watch instead? Maybe we shouldn't. Choose a thicker, heavier one. Got bravery. Challenge mode. Woo woo! Cal makes a noise like a siren. He shouts down at Aminette. Badly's gonna throw a biggin, so you better get out of the landing zone. The pole isn't actually that heavy, but its length makes it hard to balance. You struggle to get underneath it with your knees bent. This is gonna be tough. Lift, run, throw. Alright. Plus one if this has the highest value. Card becomes physical. Maybe we should start with this. And then that. And then we use Tangent's focus. +1 to a card, changes suit to intelligence, redraw hand. Because it gets +1 for being the biggest card in the round. So -9. Do that. Crawling, and then that one. Still 7. 8. No, 7. Let's do that. That'll give a +1. That's 8. Wait a moment. If I put this on. Oh, +1 to a card. Oh! That's 10. 9 and 10 around for 39 challenge. That's not going to work. One, 2, 4. -1 stress. 14. I need to be gaining some higher level cards and forgetting some lower level cards. It's going to completely stress me out to push it through. Oh, I see. Okay. It is less. Okay, push it through 75 stress. -1 stress. Pole sails down the hill past all the other poles, coming to rest sticking out of the ground. Let's do toughness. Wow, you beat my best distance, Eminette says when she jogs back up. Players can't beat each other in Mushwood Toss, Cal corrects her. They can only beat their own high score. But you get 2. No, 3 bonus points if it sticks out of the ground like that. You play for the rest of the afternoon, adding rules and variations as you go. You don't stop until the entire stack of poles is in a jumble at the bottom of the hill and decorated festively with caution tape. Say, wonder you got away with this. Three combat, 2 animals. 13 stress plus the other stress that I had got. Okay, this is where we're going to end it. Thank you for joining me for Nathan Plays Badly, Nathan Streams Badly. I was a teenage Xenocolonist. I stream on Tuesdays from 6:30 to 8:30, and then the vlogs go up a week later on Wednesday. I stream on Friday nights most of the time, from 9:30 to whenever, and then I stream, and the vlogs for those go up on YouTube a week later on Saturday, and check out my YouTube playthrough of Stardew Valley, which should go up on the channel on Monday. I haven't been fairly good at that recently, but we're going to try to get back to doing that. Friday, I'm thinking I'm not going to do Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm probably going to do more Graveyard Keeper. But next week, I'm hoping we're going to be back to Final Fantasy IX on Tuesday. Thank you for joining me, and goodbye. Hey, it's Nathanplaysbadly here. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you didn't like this video and you want to leave a constructive comment about what you think might make this video better, I'd also appreciate that. Also, you might see my picture down here. Click on that and subscribe. That would be great too. Thank you and goodbye.